So I was riding my bike one day and I got hit by a car. A car cut me off, and I flew over the hood into the gutter. And it was a pretty serious incident that luckily I was able to walk away from without much serious personal injury to myself. But going through that process was very important for me because it showed me that even someone like myself, who was a lawyer, I was a lawyer at the time, I was familiar with the process, but I didn't feel like I had a voice. And it was frustrating for me not to know all of the steps of the process and how to navigate it. And so it showed me that even someone with a background in the law, if I felt that way, how must my clients feel? And how must someone in a personal injury lawsuit feel? So it really opened my eyes to personal injury practice and was the catalyst for me to get into this area of law because I wanted to be that for someone. I wanted to be their voice to guide them through the process and make sure that I optimized the outcome for them. I love the intellectual challenge that the practice of law provides. And as a defense attorney, I had practiced in several areas of the law, but I never got the personal connection that practicing in personal injury gives me. And I love that personal connection that you get with your clients. You get to know them in a way that not everybody gets to. And I love having that personal connection with my clients. And just to give you one example of how great it can be, we recently won an appeal for one of our clients who almost had his leg ripped off in an incident. And because of that, as you can imagine, it devastated his life in many ways. Both his career was lost. He started going through real challenges and struggles with his family, his finances. And then the defense filed a motion for summary judgment that was granted, effectively, kicking his case out of court. So we appealed that case, and it was up on appeal throughout the pandemic for a year and a half. Last Friday, we got the word that we won on appeal. And these are the moments that I love. I got to call him and tell him we won. He started crying on the phone with me, and he was speechless, and he couldn't continue. That experience is why I do this and fills me with such joy because we won for him, and it was a huge victory. Because of my experience as a defense attorney for many years, that I can draw on those experiences to not only do my due diligence in a case and make sure that all of our legal arguments and the merits of the case are right and correct, but I also can draw on that experience to know what lines of attack that the defense will make in the case. So I can anticipate those attacks that the defense will make in the case, the holes they'll try to poke in our case, and prepare the case in a way that either eliminates all of the defense's arguments or minimizes their lines of attack. And I think because of that, our clients are better off. Whenever we decide to take a case and take on representation, we do it with the thought that we know that if this case doesn't resolve on the timeline that we hope or expect, and that it actually does go to trial, that we've made the decision in advance that we're going to go all the way to the finish line. That's the promise that we make not only to ourselves, but that we have to make to our clients, because that's the type of representation that they deserve. And we know that doing that, you also build a reputation with the defense, right? The people you're going to be litigating the case against, that they know that you're not going to back out at the last minute and you're going to take it all the way. And there's value in that. And there's value for our clients in that. And we know that. And that's why we commit to cases. And how we separate ourselves from, say, another law firm is we like to commit to our clients on every level. We know that we're not only their lawyers, but oftentimes because they come to us at the worst time of their life, having suffered such traumatic physical injuries or other injuries, that we know that other aspects of their life will be impacted by that too. And so quickly after, soon they encounter financial hardships. They have marital difficulties because of those financial hardships or their injuries. And sometimes they need us to be also a friend, someone that they can confide in and rely on, and at times even be a counselor for them to get them through some of their difficult patches with their relationship or their finances. And so when we take on representation, we know that it means all of those things, that we have to be that for our clients so that they can rely on us to get them through this most difficult time of their life. And we relish that opportunity. That's what I think makes all of us love this practice so much and want to do it and commit to our clients. I come from generations of farmers who are very hardworking people. And while I'm not a farmer now, I practice the law, I like to honor my roots by working as hard as I can and pouring everything that I have into our cases. One of the most important things to me about a case is believing in your client. If you don't believe in your bones that your client is right and that the case that you're prosecuting for them or litigating for them is right, then you can't effectively advocate for them. You can't be a zealous advocate on their behalf. And so I have to believe in my client 100%. And because of that, I do my due diligence in the case and make sure that any argument that I put forward, either in a motion or at trial, is correct and accurate. And that allows me to be a firm believer in their case and effectively advocate for them. I love the intellectual challenge of this job, but that really pales in comparison to the personal connections that I get to make with our clients. I got into this area of law because I wanted to make those personal connections with people. And those to me are the personal connections and the things that really matter. And that's why I love this practice.